Hello,
How are you?
how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Getting ready.
Yeah. They had an earthquake today in New Jersey,
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
and I spoke with Elsa because my daughter is in,
Oh, Princeton?
yeah.
What'd she say?
So she says that the people there were going panicking. They evacuated every building of the university, and
Wow.
she told them, "Where are you going? It's outside. It's dangerous inside. It's dangerous outside. You're gonna get if it really is bad, the glass is gonna fall on you. No, no, no,
Oh,
it's
right. Yeah, it's the
inside."
worst thing you do. Yeah, that's funny.
And my granddaughter says it was nothing. It was just, yeah, it's almost five, but nothing.
What was it? Four something? 4.8?
4 point, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Do you see the video on the one in Taiwan?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That, that was
But it sounds
they
so few
showed an
people died.
office.
It
Eh?
sounds like so few people died. The numbers are very low.
Because they have the same kind of rules and laws like in LA.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Japan also, but Japan has a lot of paper made houses made out of paper or
Yeah, all the
cardboard.
old houses, yeah.
But even so, did you see some of the buildings how they fell? One of them they showed a video where only two columns fell and
It
the
was
whole thing fell like this.
in Taiwan, yeah, it looked
Yeah.
terrible. But I've been there. They have that skyscraper, the 101 tower, and they have a steel ball in the middle, a pendulum, and it didn't move at all. It for some
Oh.
reason the physics made it stay. It countered the weight of the earthquake. So it didn't
Oh.
move at all. Yeah, there's a huge steel ball. It weighs like crazy. Let me see
What
what
kind
it's
of building? What kind of building is it?
It's 101 stories.
Oh, apartments?
No, it's offices.
And where's that big ball?
Let me just see what it says.
In
It's
the
called the damper baby. It's 600-ton steel sphere suspended over 1,000 feet above the ground at the building center.
how can they suspend that weight?
I don't know, but it sways based on an earthquake or strong winds, and it counteracts the building movement. So it didn't
Hmm.
move.
But can you
I never
imagine
thought of that. Yeah.
the steel wire that holds it only? What is it made of? What's the name of the building?
It's called the Taipei 101.
I pay.
Yeah, how is it suspended? It's a good question.
It's an observatory. Or it has an observatory. Oh, here it shows the pen, how a steel ball dampers.
Yeah, I
But
guess somebody figured out the physics.
how is it hanging? It doesn't show a wire.
No, is it in water? Is it suspended in liquid? I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see.
Uh,
Large yellow pendulum.
I don't know.
It's suspended between several floors at the top of the building. Unless it's on the floor and it's like a ball that rolls. Huh?
It doesn't say how it. There's a building in Boston that has it too, the Prudential Tower in Boston. That way, when it sways, the windows don't pop out. Yeah, I don't know the physics.
I see the photo, but
It doesn't explain it.
how a steel wall protected Taiwan. Oh, there's another clearer photo here, I think. Oh, it has, if you look at the picture from the place called The Bite, B-Y-T-E.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, there's
I-
92 steel cables. 92 steel cables. Each
Yeah, it
cable
has.
is 3.5 inches wide and 138 feet long.
And it has some shock absorbers also.
Yes, yes. It can swing up to 59 inches. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to be in that building. I don't want to get under that building. See, somebody's
Wow.
smart. Somebody figured it out. And it was built in 2004. It was the world's tallest building for like 10 years.
Oh, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, when it was built.
Yeah, they must have been built it from the beginning with that big pendulum in because you cannot
Yeah.
put it in after. Okay. Hi, Ernie.
Okay. Hi, Ernie.
Walter, how are you?
I'm good, Mario. How are you?
Good. No
Jet
jet
lag,
lag?
Walter?
No, not too much. Not coming back. Going there, I had a bit of jet lag,
That's
but coming back was okay. But I'm just exhausted from all the stuff that we had to do when we come back via New Jersey. There was no direct flight to LA, and by the
Oh,
Shiva also being by the Shiva all the time. I was there all the time. So I actually came back. We came back early. We weren't supposed to come back. I was supposed to be in New York for Shiva birthday, and I was supposed to be back on Thursday. But
We're on Lamed Vav, 36 Lamed Bays. I'm Rav Yossi,
Shabbos, guys. Ernie, what time are we learning tomorrow at the shul? That's all.
5:30? Or what time is Mincha?
Hold on.
Maybe we could learn 5:45.
1 second. 1 second, please.
That's me.
6:45.
So we can learn, I'll come over about 4:45 tomorrow. Okay? Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, the rabbi's giving shout out to Mavorchim share at 6. Sorry. The rabbi's giving a share at 6.
Oh, so Tzvika, I'm gonna come at 4, okay? At 4. Okay, bye. Okay, so we'll learn at 5.
Learn at 5.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
On Sunday?
Sunday, we'll learn 8 o'clock at night.
No, we have the Navig.
So we'll have to learn it. Okay, so let's learn earlier. Let's learn at 6 o'clock, the Gemara, Talmud, 6 o'clock. Okay?
Okay.
And then the Navi
Okay.
will be at 8 o'clock.
All
Okay?
right.
Okay.
Very good.
Rav Yossi Ketzad Elohi says Skorpa Paroso. Comes out in the Mishnah that the guy's doing business, the guy who rents and then lends, he's making a whole business. And so Rabbi Yossi says, can't be that way, must be that the borrower should return the cow to the original owner. Rabbi Yossi, we paskin that way. Even the beginning part of the Mishnah, where the shomer paid and acquires the kefil, Rabbi Yossi says, what are you talking about? Then the shomer is going to make a whole business out of this. It shouldn't be allowed either. So Rabbi Yossi argues there too, and The question is, halacha kamoso or ain't halacha kamoso? Is the halacha like him or not? Amar lecholokay Rabbi Yossi af prishoina. Rabbi Yossi argued there as well. Halacha kamoso af prishoina. So this halacha that the guy swears and collects the kefil, we don't paskin that way. Itmanami am Rabbi Lozer cholokay Rabbi Yossi af prishoina v'halacha kamoso af prishoina. But Rabbi Yochanan Amar Moidai Rabbi Yossi prishoina. Rabbi Yochanan says that Rabbi Yossi agreed shekvar shilem, that if he paid already, then he acquires the kefil. But shilem in lo shilem lo, we learned a statement of Rabbi Yochanan that he doesn't have to mamish pay. Once he says, I'm going to pay, that's enough. He acquires the kefil. He doesn't have to mamish pay. All he has to do is say, I'm going to pay. So there he does acquire the kefil. I think we did say, when we learned it, that he does acquire the kefil if he pays. Let's just make sure. He pays to the shomer like we paskin here, like Rabbi Yossi. Mishnah. Omar lishnayim gozalti le'echad mikem mana. Person says to Reuven and Shimon, I stole $100 from one of you. The Eini Yodea Eze mikem. I just don't know which one I stole from. Could be, guy was sitting behind Reuven and Shimon. He reached into one of their pockets and took $100. He just doesn't know which one, which one they were, whether it was Reuven or Shimon. Oh, Aviv Shalechad Mikem. You say to Reuven and Shimon, one of your fathers, Hifkid li moneh, deposit with me $100. Ve'eni yodei ezehu. But I don't know which one of your fathers gave it to me. Nosen lezemana ulezemana. Shahodim mipiatzmo. He gives $100 to both parties. There's no way to figure out which is which. And he confessed. Period. However, if the case is different, Shnaim shivkidu etzelecha. Reuven and Shimon deposit an item with Walter. Zemon of the Zemosai. One deposited $100, another deposited $200. When they come back to collect the pikun, each one says, I'm the one who deposited the $200. So the common denominator is at least $100. So Walter has to give Noisin Lezemon or Lezemon. He gives each one $100. The remaining $100 that's in dispute, because each one is claiming that the extra $100 belongs to them. We have to wait for Eliyahu Navi to tell us b'nevuah what was the case. However, comes the ever-present Rabbi Yossi, who's always practical. How somebody who wants to cheat game the system, cheat the system, each time he's going to say, I'm the one, I also gave the $200. He has nothing to lose. Why, right? So nobody gets their money back. So that will incentivize the cheater to be quiet. V'chein shnei kelim echad yavamon v'echad yafel zuz. Objects were deposited with Walter. One object's worth $100. The other object's worth $1,000. Each one says that the $1,000 item belongs to them. So Noisin es hakot lechad mehem. He gives the smaller kli to one of them. Mitocha godel noisin to make cotton l'sheni. He gives $100 worth from the big item, and I guess he has to sell it and give him $100, and the $900 v'shay yemunach hatshevalio. Everything, nobody gets anything back until one of them confesses. Alma misfeika mafkina mamona. Now, the cases in the Mishnah where each one is claiming it's a suffix. I stole $100 from two of you. I don't know. I only stole $100. And the Mishnah makes them pay $100 to each. Or the same thing about the claim that the father was mafkid $100, but I don't know which one. So even though it's a suffix, we take money out of him. The law amrin uki mamoni b'cheskes mari. Why don't we say keep the money where it is, meaning in his possession, until they bring proof? Right? They have to prove it. Yet we don't say that. Must be misfeka. We can also be mafkia money. V'raminu, I'll ask you a stira. Shnaim shivkidu eitzelecha. Zeman and zemasai. The case where one put $100 with a guy and $200 with a guy, and each one is claiming the $200. There, at a minimum, he owes them each 100. And Hashar because we don't know. So there we don't say mafkinan mammon al safek. So emphatic more pikodna gezel karamis. That was a case of a deposit versus the first case where I said I stole money from you. They're not comparable. Gezel to avedi surah kansina rabana. Stealing is an isser. So there the chacham made a knas. They have to give one to each. We want him to be about tshuva. We want him to be Meshav Zakzela. But Pikodon, the father deposited $100 with him. One of the fathers. He just doesn't know which. But there's no Isser. There's no Isser. Lo kansurabon. They didn't give him a knas. V'rami Pikodon lePikodon. V'rami Gezel leGezel. And we bring steeris from other cases of Pikodon, other cases of Gezel. Pikodon, not Pikodon, Dictoni Reisha. O Aviv Shalechad Mekem Hifki, that's Limon. One of your fathers deposited $100 with me, Venio de Ezehu. We say, Noisin Lazemon Lazemon. Verminu. Shnaim Shiv Kidu. Two people gave things to one guy, and you only give $100 to each of them. Again, a kasha. Amarava Reisha Nase Kemish Sheifkidulo Bishnei Krichos. In the first case, he got two different bundles. Each one put $100 in a bundle. He didn't check who gave him what. The Havalela Medik. He should have checked. Who gave him what? And if he was negligent and he did it, so then we make him pay to both. Seifa, where he holds back the $100, only gives the common denominator. Seifa nasa kamishiv kidalo shneim bikrach echad. There, it's as if the two parties deposited their item in one bundle. The law of Alela Medik, he relied on them. They must know what's going on. They came at the same time. The Amr Lahu, the one who's holding on to the bikoden, you guys weren't concerned about each other. So why should I be concerned? Why should I be concerned? Rami Gezel Gezel. I'll show you a stira, 2 cases of Gezel. Tani Hacha, I tell Reuven and Shimon, I stole $100 from one of you. I don't know which one. One of your fathers deposited $100 with me. I don't know who. There we said, but V'raminu, Gozel Echad Mechamisha. Person stole money from one guy out of a group of 5. Venyode is a man. Gozel, he doesn't know from who he stole from. Each one claims that he was stolen from. Now there, we don't give back $500 to each person. He puts down $100 in front of the 5 people. Listen, I did what I'm supposed to do. You deal with it. Eludiv Rav Tarfa. Alma Masafka Lo Mafkina Mamona. We don't take $100 to each one of them. It's Safek. We do say, unless you bring proof, I don't owe anybody money. Now, maybe it's not a kasha. Who said that the Mishnah is Rav Tarfa? Maybe it's Rabbi Kiva who argues. So no, it's Rav Tarfa. Diktani Allah dahi moide Rav Tarfa, but omer l'shtaim gazati lechem mikem mon v'eni de'ezem mikem shenoitzim l'zem mon l'zem mon. So it is a steer in Rav Tarfa. Awesome. The Kotovi lay when he only deposits $100 in front of all 5 people, and he doesn't have to give 100 to each.
Oh.
Each has obligation to prove that he's owed money. But Hacha, the Bolotesidei Shemayim, Meikar at the end, he doesn't have to give back the $100 to each person, to the 2 people. He wants to be Chozer B'tshuva, and he wants to be wiped clean in Shemayim, that the Gzela should be removed from him. So he's Lifnim Mishur Sadin, so that he should be sure that he was Master the Gzela. Dekenami, because our Mishnah clearly said, Hoide B'vnei Atzmo Shmami no. Amar Mar. Hasam the Kaboile. So each one of the 5 is claiming that he was stolen from. Now, Halal, the Gazlan, Mat Toyin, how does he toyin back? Ravida Amarav, Halal Shoisek. He's quiet, he doesn't know. But Rav Masam Rav Shem Rav, Halal Tzoveach, no. I don't know any one of you. Now, Mandam Halal Tzoveach, that he's arguing. Aval Shasik, if he was quiet, or maybe you're right, that's considered kodah. Umandamar lo shoisek, mandamar that learns that the cases where he's quiet, shticha dehachalav kodah. Here being silent is not like an admission, because Matzi Omer lay, he can say, "Hi deshasik lekolchat v'chad damina dil mohayu." I was silent to each one of them because maybe it is him, but I'm not going to admit that I owe more than $100 to. I only borrowed from one of them. What do we do? He puts the $100 down in front of the 5 people and leaves. So each one gets some of that $100. The one who was stolen from loses out. You find something in the street, and it's not clear if the Bailim placed it there or it fell. So the din is l'chatchila lo yitol. V'im nota lo yachzir. If he took it, you have to only give it back if somebody shows either simanim or edim. So the Goslin should have prevented this money from being distributed to the other guys unless they bring proof. Rav Safra, yeah. What it means is that $100 is yaniach bebeistin. It should be, yaniach means put it in beistin. Don't just put it in front of them. Beistin holds on to it until somebody brings proof. Amalei Abai LeRav. Mi Omer Rav Akiva, lo zu aderech motziah somi de averat shisham gzeil kol chad v'chad. Rav Tarfon argues with Rav Akiva argues with Rav Tarfon. Put $100 in front of each person. You haven't fulfilled Meshiv Gzeila. So he says give $100 back to each person. Therefore, it's alma misfekim of kinam amoina. It's misafik. We're taking money out of him. The law I'm reading ukim amona b'chesed uspar. Why don't we say leave the money with the guy until they bring proof? And v'raminu. We'll bring you a stira from a different brisa. Nofal abayis alav alimo. A house fell on a person and his mother. And we're not sure who died first. The Yorshim of the guy say that the mother died first. So then the son would inherit, and their estate would be bigger because he died after the mother. Now, Yorshei Ha'aim, who could be different, the heirs of the mother says, Haben Meis Rishon. The Ben died first, so they get the Yerush of the mother free and clear. So Elu ve'elu, both Beishan and Beis Hillel, who argue in other places, Moedim, said in this case, Yachloiku. Here they divide the money. But V'amar V'Akiva, no. Moida ani bezu, shanachosim b'cheskosim. Whoever has the money currently keeps it, unless somebody brings proof who died first. So we see according to Rabbi Akiva, we don't motzi mamon al safek. How come over here we do? Amalei, they're not comparable. Hasam, when the house fell, Shema v'Shemai. You have claims, we don't know, nobody knows the reality. Each one says, maybe my mother died first, maybe the other guy died first. We don't know what the real truth is. There's no Tainus Vadai. But Gazal Echad Mechamisha, when he says, I stole from one of these 5 people, Bori V'Shemahu. The Gazlan doesn't know who he stole from. But the guy who was stolen from, he knows. He's a Vadai. And V'Amaslisim Dahacha, where Omer Lishnayim Gazati Lecha Mikem Mana, where he says to Reuven and Shimon, I stole $100 from one of you, is also Shema V'Shemahu. Uktani, Nois Lazemana Lazemana. Who told you that's Rabbi Kiva? The Tani Allah, Moider of Tarfon to Rabbi Kiva, but Omer Lishnayim Gazati Lecha Mikem Mana, of any days Mikem, that you give 100 to each. Ulaman Moide, isn't it Lav? The Rabbi Kiva Bar Plukta is obviously being moided Rabbi Kiva. Now, Umimai, why do you say it's Shema Shema? Maybe Medumar Khan, maybe here, that the ones who were stolen from, they know for sure that they were stolen from. Because it's not that they're coming to claim. They don't know, they're not sure whether they were stolen from. Tani Rav Chia, so he defines the case clearly as a Shema, not as a Vada. They don't know. So there's a steer in Rabbi Kiva. So how we metaritz? Ha'ukim it's not Mekiratin. The paying off of the 100 to each party is lifnim mishur sadin. He wants to make sure doesn't have the aver of gazlan in his hands. Amar Ravina Ravashi. Umi Amar Rava kol davar b'shtei krichos havle lemedik, that when each party deposits something with a shomer in two different bundles that you have to check, because we had a problem that you should have checked. Amar Rava v'temer Rav Papa kol moedim b'shnayim shevkinu eitzel haroya. Two people deposit an animal with a shepherd. Later on, they come back to the shepherd and say, I gave you two. So there, the halach is meniach roa b'neim u'mistalik. The roa gives back whatever was given to him, and he says, you fight it out. They brought the sheep to the herd without him knowing. So he has no achrayus to claim who gave him what. There was a deposit of a kli worth $100 and a kli worth $1,000. And then when they came to collect the pikun, each one claims the more expensive item. Why do I need both cases? The case of the $100 and the $200, and the case of the kli worth $100 and it's the same thing. Tzricha. If I've known the case of $100 and $200, maybe Bahikum Rabbanan, there they say give each person $100. Mishum deleka pseida. There's no loss. But here there's a loss. You force the guy to sell the item worth $1,000. They could say to gadol. He has to rent it or sell it in order to pay the $100 worth to the guy. Maybe Emimoni la Rabbi Yossi that you don't pay. I only told the case of Kaylee, maybe Ba'akum Rav Yossi. There's no payment. So tzricha, we have to have the case in both cases. Right? The whole reason Rav Yossi, because we're concerned about cheaters. Ella Tarvail Rabbanon Istria. It's not only that case, but this case also certainly. Not only the simple case, not only the hard case, but even the simple case. Okay. So tomorrow, we said 5 o'clock, and then Sunday 6 o'clock, and then Novi Shir 8 o'clock. Have a great Shabbos, everybody.
Shabbos.
Have a great Shabbos. Ernie.